going on, everyone? So I wanted to talk about the Lakers game today. I was so impressed. I mean, what a game. First off, let's dive right into Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook was everything we hoped for and more. All of the talk this offseason about his improvement, his shooting, playing within the scheme of the defense and the offense, and just being a key contributor, we've seen that. These last two games, he's done all of that. Now, again, I say it over and over again, I don't want to get too high on the highs. I don't want to get too low on the lows. It's only preseason. It's been 2 games. But if this is an indicator of what we could expect this season, Russell Westbrook is going to be a huge factor on this team. Now, I have been very, very big on defending Russell Westbrook and just talking about how it wasn't him last season. Yes, he was part of the problem, but he wasn't the main problem. He didn't have good coaching. Vogel didn't do him any favors. He didn't really seem to know his role or anything like that. But now you do. You see what Darvin Ham has been able to do with him in such a short period of time. Because Russ understands what he needs to do. He understands the role in which he plays, the part that he needs to play in that role. And you also get to see Russ kind of get taken off the leash a little bit, which I do think will happen. I believe that when Davis and LeBron are in the game, Russ will play within the scope of the offense. He will play the way that we've seen him play, setting screens, running the pick and roll, all of those things. And then when he's, running with the bench unit, which I do think we're going to see him run a lot as like a sixth man, right? And we'll see him kind of just be with the other guys and just be able to go. Just get the ball and go. And I think Darvin Ham will kind of let him off the leash, which is good, right? Russ is really good at being Russ. Now, there are the goods and there are the bads. The problem with this Laker team is they don't need Russ to be Russ, 40 minutes a game. They need Russ to be Russ when LeBron and Davis aren't in the game and you have a lead or you're losing a little bit. Russ is good enough to where he can just go and extend your lead or keep the lead or just get you a lead. So then once LeBron and Anthony Davis come back and you're still in a good spot, right? So I do think Russ will have moments where he's allowed to kind of be himself. Now, LeBron James proved exactly who he is, LeBron James. There was people that were so worried, and I did a whole video diving into this, people so worried that LeBron James, because of his bad preseason, this, that, and the other, look, he clearly heard it because he came out and dominated this game and showed what the potential is. We didn't even have Anthony Davis, and we just looked monsters. We looked like a real team out there, and I love it. This is a team that Anthony Davis and LeBron James could miss time, and we could still win games. Now, I don't want that to happen, and I don't want them to miss, extended periods of games. But I do think, if you have a game here and there, or you sit LeBron and Anthony Davis on a back-to-back, last year, that was it. That was it. Lock that into the L column. It's over. This season, I think that's not the case. I think this season, we could actually have a team that is capable of winning without LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Now, I don't think they're going to beat the elite teams, but I think they could beat the middle of the pack teams. Say a Charlotte, something like that. I could see them beating them, or a Pacers, Spurs, teams like that, the batter teams. I think that this team could win a couple games without that. Say we play 4 games in 5 nights. You want to sit LeBron and Anthony Davis? Usually, you're screwed. You're losing probably 2 of those games that they sit. But I don't think that'll be the case now. I actually think this team is very good. Now, again, don't want to get too high on the highs, don't want to get too low on the lows. There are definitely things we need to work on. Protecting the ball more, making free throws. God, we got to make some free throws, right? We got to, just play better defense, rebound better. But I kind of equate some of that to it just being preseason, right? I mean, obviously you want to develop good habits stuff, but you don't want to kill yourself for preseason. There's a lot of rebounds that you see that you want guys to go fight for, but I look at it as it's preseason's not worth it. The guy's in better position than you. Let him get the rebound. You're not trying to hurt him. He's not trying to hurt you. It's preseason, right? Everyone's just trying to get out healthy. So I do equate some of that to that. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen in the regular season, right? Hopefully we actually get to see them. We did see times where they kind of got laxed on defense. But again, kind of equate that to that. I'm not worried. I know there's going to be people in the comments section that are like, well, the Lakers still lost. I'm not worried about them winning or losing. I'm worried about, like, what do they do? I'm not worried that we started 3 rookies in the fourth, that they played the entire fourth quarter, and we played, Dwayne Bacon and and Jay Huff and guys that aren't going to play, guys that aren't going to be on the roster or anything like that, and we still were in potential to win, because of how good everyone played earlier. Like, I'm not worried about losing a game. Like, would it have been nice to win this game? Yeah, sure. But I'm not worried about losing a game that has no significance. And how do we look? How do we look when the main guys are playing? How do we look when the role players that are actually going to play? And we looked really good. Kendrick Nunn, I am so glad he looks good because I have hyped him up so bad. I have talked about how great he's going to be, how he could potentially be, an X factor for us, how he might be our third or fourth best player, all of that stuff. And if Kendrick Nunn was terrible, we'd be in trouble, or I would be in trouble because people would be coming at me. But he has looked great, and I give Kendrick Nunn all the credit in the world. He looks fantastic right now. He really sewed up the turnovers from the previous game, although turnovers in the previous game were solely because he was running with the young guys. They were making mistakes, stuff like that. It happens. I'm not worried about that. Again, how do they look when they're playing, when the important pieces are playing with the important pieces? Does it look good? Does it look bad? We were knocking down threes. I like that. I like that. We had several guys knocking down threes. We shot well. At one point, we were like 65% from the field. I don't think we're going to have a problem scoring. I've said this from day one. I don't think scoring is going to be an issue with this team. Can we stop the other team? Winning Gabriel, Damian Jones looked great on the help defensive front. Winning Gabriel is like a 3-point shot away from being like a solid player, like a solid starter in this league. That dude is everywhere. That dude is such high energy. That guy recovers and plays defense so well, and the help defensive sets and stuff like that. Same thing with Damian Jones. Damian Jones looked good today. He was really good with the help defense, just picking up the slack for others. There was a couple really key plays where I really liked his contribution and stuff. I really like how this team looks. I really like how this team is operating. I think that Darvin Ham has these guys bought in. Darvin Ham has these guys believing. I think Darvin Ham really has these guys sort of, understanding the roles, understanding what is needed from them. And I think that is very important. That is what you need from these players. Last year, there were no definitive roles. Nobody seemed to understand where they were supposed to be, what they were supposed to do. You see the ball movement. Like, that was the biggest factor. I mean, seriously. We had what? We had like, what was it, 17 assists on 24 made field goals at one point? That is incredible. Like, that is really good. That means we're moving the ball. There's no ISO. We're sharing. Everybody's doing it, including Russ. Austin Reeves plays so good with LeBron. Like, Austin Reeves might end up having to be the starter just because of how well he plays with the starting lineup. It would have been nice to see Anthony Davis because I really would like to see the lineup of Russ, Beverly, Reeves, LeBron, and Davis. I don't think that lineup's going to happen a lot during the regular season. I think it happens in spurts. I think the Lakers are going to want to do everything they can to make sure that Anthony Davis doesn't play center, that he doesn't have to play center. I do think he might play center in spots and here and there. But I think over an 82-game season, you want Anthony Davis to play as little center as possible. But come playoff time, come a closeout game, come a game 7, I could honestly see that lineup being a starting lineup. I think that lineup would be very good. I really would like to see it. But anyway, all in all, I'm very impressed with how this team looked. I really loved how we played. I thought we outplayed the Suns starters and the Suns bench unit. Again, I'm not worried about us losing this game with all of our rookies and guys that are never going to play this season. Them blowing a lead in the fourth quarter. I'm not worried about that. Like, that's not my concern. I really liked what I saw. I really liked what happened. And I'm really excited for this upcoming season. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What did you think of today's game? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you have some promise? What did you think of Russ? Did you think of Reeves, LeBron? none. All of the standouts. What did you think of all the standouts today? Did they impress you? Were you excited for them? Do you think that this team has a lot of promise? Good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between, however you feel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.